Col.Jack Coffee Hays was a captain in the Texas Rangers and a military officer of the Republic of Texas. Hays served in several armed conflicts from 1836 to 1848, including against the Comanche people in Texas and during the Mexican-American War. Biography. Jack Hays was born at Little Cedar Lick, Wilson County, Tennessee. His father, Harmon A. Hays, fought in the War of 1812, naming his son for a relative by marriage, Colonel John Coffee. In 1836, at the age of 19, Jack Hays migrated to the Republic of Texas. Sam Houston appointed him as a member of a company of Texas Rangers because he knew the Hays family from his Tennessee years. Jack met with Houston and delivered a letter of recommendation from then-President Andrew Jackson, his great-uncle. Rachel Jackson was Jack's great-aunt of the Donaldson family, a relative of his mother. In the following years, Hays led the Rangers on a campaign against the Comanche in Texas, and succeeded in weakening the power. Jack rode with an Apache chief named Flacco, who led the charge into every battle with him. The duo led and inspired the Rangers. In 1840, Tonka, where Chief Placido and 13 scouts joined with the Rangers to track down a large Comanche war party, culminating at the Battle of Plum Creek. Later, Hays commanded the force against the invasion from Mexico of 1842. During the Mexican-American War, Hays commanded the 1st Regiment of Texas Rangers at the Battle of Monterey, established 6 companies along the northern and western frontier of Texas, and commanded the 2nd Regiment of Texas Rangers in Winfield Scott's Mexico City campaign. The Rangers excelled during this conflict, gaining nationwide fame. Jack was the first to use the Navy Colt Patterson 5-shot revolver. He expedited Samuel Walker to meet with Samuel Colt, which led to the design of the legendary Colt Walker 6-shot revolver used in the Old West. Marriage and family. On April 29, 1847, in the Magnolia Hotel, Hays married Susan Calvert, a descendant of George Calvert, 1st Baron Baltimore, in Seguin, Texas, where he had his home. The Comanche had great admiration for Hays. Upon the birth of Hays' first son in California, Chief Buffalo Hump sent the Hays family a gift, a golden spoon engraved Buffalo Hump Jr. When son John Caperton Hays married Anna McMullen in San Francisco, 2 Texas Ranger legacies were combined. Her father, Captain John McMullen, was one of Jack Hays' closest friends. He had followed him to California. Jack Hays' brother was Confederate Brigadier General Harry T. Hays of New Orleans. The sister Sarah Sally Hays Hammond was the mother of John Hays Hammond. John Hays Hammond, Jr., was an apprentice to Thomas Edison and worked with Nikola Tesla. He was on the board of directors for RCA. Post-Mexican War years. In 1849, Hays was appointed by the United States government as the U.S. Indian agent for the Gila River country in New Mexico and Arizona. The next year, the Hays joined the migration to California, leading a party of 49ers from New York that traveled in wagons to California from Texas. This party pioneered a shortcut on Cook's Wagon Road that saved a long journey to the south. That improved route became known as the Tucson Cutoff. Hays was elected sheriff of San Francisco County in 1850, and later became active in politics. In 1853, he was appointed U.S. Surveyor General for California. Hays was one of the earliest residents of the city of Oakland. In the following years, he amassed a considerable fortune through real estate and ranching enterprises. In 1860, while in Virginia City, Nevada, on business, he heard the news of the First Battle of Pyramid Lake. He commanded the force of volunteer soldiers at the Second Battle of Pyramid Lake. During the Civil War, Hays retired from military involvement. In 1876, Hays was elected as a delegate to the Democratic Party National Convention, which nominated Samuel J. Tilden for the presidency of the United States. Jack Hays died in California on April 21, 1883, and his remains were interred at Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland. Legacy and honors. John C. Hays is the namesake of Hays County, Texas. Hays is etched in his honor on the side of the Hall of State, Dallas, Texas.